Alrighty guys, here we go. As promised, Q&A. A lot of you had very good questions in regards to trading and life in general in the last video and on Instagram, and I thought these videos could help a lot of you guys in answering your questions. So let me answer those questions, guys, and hopefully you guys can take something out of them. So the first question goes, how do you stay motivated when you take a loss? Yes, in trading, guys, there's a high chance of taking losses, right? Matter of fact, it's almost guaranteed to be wrong at times in the market, even if you have an edge. So first of all, let's go back to the first thing this person said. How do you stay motivated? Motivation, guys, there's no such thing. I don't believe there's a thing called motivation. Surely at the beginning, you're so hyped up to make something and get something going. But motivation over time really fades and you're just left with nothing. You're left with a priority that you have to go after. Like, you might think I'm motivated, guys, but in reality, I'm not, right? Especially now at this stage of my life. I'm not motivated. I just know what I have to do. And because you've been built and trained that way from the beginning as an entrepreneur, you just go after priorities, regardless, guys, if you're motivated or not. Even if it doesn't bring you happiness, even if you're not, it's there. You know you have to do it because that will get you from here to here. That's it. That's motivation in general, guys. Taking a loss. A lot of traders, a lot of swing traders, they look at their portfolios, at their P&Ls, and they say, look at this figure, it's beautiful. I just made 500 bucks, 1,000, and they cherish that figure, guys. And when you cherish it and get attached to your P&L, what ends up happening is when you do take a loss, it kind of disheartens you and you feel shitty. But you got to understand this. The money you have today in your P&L, in your portfolio, it is not yours just yet because you're going to make more trades. The more trades you make, the more chance of losing, or the higher probability of losing. So the money in your P&L portfolio, you got to come to terms with, yes, I'm going to give back some of that money initially, right? But then I'll always come back to recover it. So even when you take a loss, because you have came to terms with the fact that you're going to lose, and look, you've cherished your, kind of detached yourself from the P&L or portfolio, when it does happen, when you do take a loss, you don't really feel it because you're already prepared for it. And how can you disappoint somebody that's already prepared for the worst? Is swing trading high cap the best for beginners? Started this month and I'm seeing profits. Yes, swing trading, and I'm sorry to say this, guys, but swing trading in a bull market does not require skill. The overall market is lifted. It will lift all stocks with it, right? So yes, swing trading is the easiest part of trading. You're holding multiple stocks diversified in different sectors. When something is not working, something else is working. And when you have a bull market, it's lifting every stock you have, especially the hot stocks that are attached to this current presidency or upcoming presidency of Biden, which are EV stocks and clean energy, fuel, hydrogen stocks. So yes, focus on swing trading and diversify and just be prepared for everything, okay? It's the easiest part of trading, assuming the market is on a rally in a bull market. But obviously, guys, you have to come to terms with, okay, I'm gonna hold the stock overnight and I can wake up with my stock down by 3%, 4%. But eventually, over time, the trend is upwards in a bull market. So that's kind of the cons of swing trading, is that you have to hold stocks and you have to keep an eye on the volatility. Well, best thing is not to keep an eye on the volatility because it will dishearten you. But you will have to endure that volatility, the ups and downs in a portfolio. What is the biggest thing that helped you in becoming consistently profitable day trading? I'm assuming. Starting small, guys. Starting small is so important because you're not really focused on making money or big money initially. You're just focused on being right. And that's all you need, is to be right. The more you're right, the more confidence you gain as a trader. And the more knowledge you have, the less emotions you have attached to it. So if you can't, make $20 off $10, then that's just figure of speech, by the way. It's very difficult to trade with that capital. But if you can't double 20, into 40, then how are you going to turn 10 into 20, or 10,000 into 20,000, like I said before? So starting small and just focused on being right is very important, guys. That will help you in becoming consistent. So how could I invest my 1,000? If all you have is 1,000 in your bank account, save it and keep it there, especially in these tough times. If you have extra, then you can look at starting a portfolio, adding a couple of shares in different companies, maybe 3 companies, and just adding more every month. Not from your savings, but from the money you would have used to kind of buy bullshit and spend it on bullshit. So then you don't really feel it and you're not attached to it because you're going to spend it anyways. So every month, add a couple of things, a couple of bucks to your portfolio and whatnot. Just grow it and see where it takes you. Otherwise, you can invest in your education, which is something that you have to do. You know, for everybody, I recommend that, because in this market, guys, what you don't know will hurt you. Or in this industry in general, what you don't know will hurt you. Otherwise, you can take 1,000 and day trade with it. Again, assuming that 1,000 is money you do not need, you can risk. Okay? How do you teach each person in your course? Because I have no clue at all about trading. Well, I don't teach each person. You know, the course has 8 modules, pre-recorded lessons, obviously things that you've never seen on YouTube, patterns most importantly, and you go through that. You have the chat room. I share my game plan every day, and you know how to trade based on the game plan. Well, you know how to trade from the course, but you kind of get the game plan every day shared in the course or in the chat room, and it tells you what stocks I'm watching and the patterns that are going to come up. And you will see they will come up 80% of the time. How to build a long-term stock portfolio, diversification. Okay, like I said earlier, keep adding every month. If you don't want to put your savings in the market, then just take 20% of your savings and then every month start adding and buying a couple of shares and see where it takes you over time, especially in a bull market. 22nd of this month, after the president becomes president, I believe, or which date is it? I'm not sure. Do correct me, guys. You will see maybe the market gaining another 1,000 points. Who knows? We'll see. All right. I did say so in the last video, and surely it has gained by another 1,000 points, but maybe this was the tip of the iceberg. So, next question. How do you maintain motivation to work, trade daily, knowing your financial position? So, guys, the question is, when you're already secure financially, how are you going to stay motivated? Well, I'm not motivated, okay? I'm not motivated, guys. But I know I have things to do. I have priorities to do, because if I do them, then they will bring me to this place over here rather than here. And surely trading, making money will start getting boring over time, guys. And if that's getting boring, then focus on other ventures. Focus on something that maybe is exciting to you. It's a challenge to you. So you don't have to be motivated to get work done, guys. Just remember that. You just have to have a priority, and you know you have to do it. You have to do shit in order to get to a specific level in your life. This will be out of topic, but will you go to an easier college so you can pursue trading? So the question is, should I do a course that's easy in college or university so I can trade on the side? Well, guys, if you can't, like, it doesn't matter what college you go to. If you're not going to be a doctor, engineer, or anything, or a pilot, or a lawyer, something that's needed, then you're going to find it very difficult to get a job, especially going forward. You know, a lot of graduates came out from college this year, last year, and they're left with a saturated marketplace with very little jobs. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't go to college to do a course that's easy so you can trade on the side. I mean, there's lawyers, doctors, pilots that are trading currently on the side in their spare time. You will always have spare time to do shit. Okay? So trading takes an hour of your day anyways, maybe less. So there's no point of doing a degree that's somewhat easy just to pursue trading. What if trading doesn't work out? You always have to have a kind of that mentality. Surely burn the boats, but at the end of the day, you have to be smart about it when you burn those boats. What have been the best stocks for you so far in 2021? Well, I would say the EV sector, stocks like NIO, Lee, XPAV, or XPANG, Tesla. And then we have a new sector that just got introduced, which really started reacting to the presidency, which is the clean energy sector, fuel, hydrogen fuel sector, such as Plug and whatnot. Look at these stocks, guys. You can just search hydrogen stocks and you'll get a list of them. What's in your course that isn't in your video tutorials on YouTube? A lot. There's patterns, there's price action lessons, videos that go through deep analysis of fundamentals. Look, I can't share everything on YouTube, guys, and I learned that the hard way. Not everybody deserves it. I'm sorry to say this, but that's the reality, and one day you'll be in my position and you'll feel the same way. Why don't you do meetups with students in Dublin? I don't really have that time to do meetups. You said that September you're done with beginners. Can you say something more about it? Well, August 31st, that was the date. I will not be taking on any more beginner traders. Just because I want to keep the chat room experienced. And obviously when you have an experienced chat room, it will only attract experienced traders. But experienced traders also need guidance and mentorship at the end of the day. And they know the risk of trading. You don't have to sell them a course. You don't have to kind of promote to them a course or a chat room. They know what it takes. They're kind of already in that mindset. So that's really what I want to focus on going forward from August 31st. And you guys obviously have 8 months to, if you want to get on the inside, no rush whatsoever, obviously. I'll always be on the chat room, however, don't worry. Does money bring you happiness? Get used to the money, what you earned. Money does not bring you happiness. Matter of fact, after you buy your comfort, you kind of have a money problem. What to do with money? How do you get rid of it? How do you invest it? So it's just more stress and more problems here. But no, it doesn't bring you happiness. But it brings you peace, comfort. Not peace, let's say comfort, right? Some kind of financial freedom, stability. How long should it take me to double my account? It takes as long as it takes. Just because this other person doubled in a week, you might double in 6 months. I've seen people that doubled a 10,000 account in 6 months, while somebody else would have doubled their 1,000 account in a week. There obviously depends on how aggressive you are with your trades and how you use your leverage. Okay? How much trading capital should I start with? It's a popular question. Well, guys, I actually have a video in regards to that. I'll leave it in the comment section, how much money you need to start trading, or I'll leave it in the description. And you can start with 1,000, you can start with 2. Starting small, maybe use leverage, a little bit of leverage, and expect just to be right at this stage, guys. If you're starting with money you do not need, or you can risk. Focus on being right. If you can pull out $50 to $100 a day, then that's winning. And obviously the risk is 100, so it has to be 1-to-1 risk, obviously. But we minimize that when we, have an edge over the market, which you will learn. How much of your community is in the US? About 50% of the channel is US. Could it be a good idea to get in penny stocks before market open? Absolutely not. Never trade before market open, any stock. Because the likelihood of that stock dropping in value immediately as soon as market opens is high. Any stock. There's always a pullback, in a stock. So for you to enter, where's your risk management? The moment that opens up, it drops. All right? Or if you're shorting it, it spikes. And you can't kind of have risk management here. So it's just a gamble, really, guys. So those are the questions that I wanted to answer. The broker question I've answered a million times in every Q&A video, but I'll answer it again. I use City Index. $20 commission per trade, or pounds, or 10 pounds, I believe. So when you're trading with very small capital, then that commission is very high, and it will take a big chunk from your profit. So only trade with that broker if you have big capital. Otherwise, there's multiple other brokers you can use. Doesn't matter if it's a CFD broker or shares. It's the same style of trading, but make sure you go for a broker with cheap commission that is reliable. Alright guys, I'll leave some important links to videos or lessons I've made on YouTube before in the description. Go have a look, they will answer your questions even further. Peace and love just like always, and as always, don't forget that smashy smashy. Peace guys.